Man, listen, man, who cares? Man, kill that noise.
Bfam, brothers from another mother, letting y'all know there ain't no other brothers. Where the day don't matter where you from. Bfam, we changing it up. 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 Yeah, Bfam. Crazy, man.
Hey, hi.
What's
How
up,
are you?
Bfams?
What's going on out there?
And Bfams?
This particular video is, okay, before we start, y'all need to like this video, like this video, like this video, like this video. I am Wesley.
This is Centric.
Yeah, and we make up Bfam, B-F-A-M, brothers from another mother.
Yes.
Basically, that is the two of us being so close that you would think that we're brothers, but technically we're not.
So we're brothers from another mother.
Yes, Bfam.
Exactly.
I want to talk real quick about the last video that we did. The format, the Tevin Campbell video. The format with us is that we come up on these videos, we do these videos and we talk about real issues and we talk about entertainment stuff, but mostly real issues. We're not the entertainment gurus, but when we do talk about it, if we're passionate about it, we'll go in.
And we tend to run on and on and on about the subject.
But we keep it real, and
which
that's
is the
how
most
we
important
flow.
part of this show.
Yes. So I wanna digs into the whole Kevin Campbell thing. First of all, Kevin Campbell. What did I say?
Tevin Campbell.
Yes. First of all, I didn't even know Tevin Campbell was that huge still in everybody's mind to create that much of an issue.
You better know.
I mean, we got so many comments, and 9 out of the 10 comments were about Tevin Campbell and the fact that we were going in on Tevin Campbell. Wow.
And originally, like how he said, we really did not think that by adding that into the video that it would cause that much of a buzz for the comments and like, you know, the things, the emails that we were getting, the tweets that we were getting. It was just like, yo, like, it wasn't that serious for us. It really wasn't that serious for us. It was just a discussion that we had, you know, behind the scenes that we thought, like, let's just bring it up in a Bfam video, and you know, we did not think that it was going to be that serious.
But you guys really,
we got took to that subject because we look back at the video like, yo, there were a lot more important subjects that we were talking about in that video, and nobody had anything to say about them. But everybody was commenting.
Everybody was going off on Tevin, like, wait a minute. Wait. No, Tevin is the hottest, greatest of all time. And then some people was on my side. So it was like West versus Centric. It was a lot of people on Centric's side, and there was a lot of people not understanding what Centric was talking about and was on my side. But I don't know. It just got to the point where I was just tired of reading the comments because everything was about Tevin Campbell. And I'm like, I know we talked about 50 other things besides Tevin Campbell. But hey, if that's what you guys wanted to comment on, thank y'all for leaving the comments. I really appreciate it. I went to go see... Yesterday, I want to apologize for seeming to be very ungrateful for everything that's going on in my life. Because yesterday, I had my period. I don't know what the issue was. I was going through a lot of emotional imbalances. Like, it was just a lot going on. I woke up in a funk. I got dressed in a funk. I took a shower in a funk, got dressed in a funk, hit the streets in a funk. Because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, maybe I should bring this light jacket because I know the weather is getting better, but I think I'm gonna need the jacket. So I got outside. I did not need the jacket. By the time I got to the train station, I was hot and bothered. So I was just like, oh, this is a hot mess. I don't really like going out by myself as much as I used to. Before, I used to go out all the time by myself. But now, because I have cool people that I can chill with, I would rather go out with my cool peoples as opposed to being by myself. So I was going out by myself. I was annoyed by that. Everybody was busy. I was annoyed by that. And so I got to the city and I'm just like, all right, I'm even hotter. I got to the movie. The movie wasn't going to start for another hour and a half. So I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? So I decided to go to Fridays on 34th and 8th in the city. And that was like a big mistake because I was already annoyed. When I got there, there was this girl who was so ghetto, like worse than Mona Simone ghetto. And it rubbed me the wrong way because, yes, when I go to a restaurant, I'm expecting not McDonald's type or Burger King type of service. Help. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm expecting, hello, how are you doing today? It's going to be a 30 to 45 minute wait, blah, 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 blah. I'm expecting courtesy, professionalism. This girl was like, it's going to be a 30, 45 minute wait. I was like, what? Like, did she, what? Mind you, the line was long, so I'm outside, like, where you walk up the stairs and I'm still outside, so I didn't even make it all the way into the thing, and I'm just like, all right, this chick is really not in the mood. So I get in, and I'm standing there, she's like, it's going to be a 30, 45 minute wait, and I'm like, even for one person? Yup, even for one person. I'm like, ooh. Then she was like, well, not unless you want to go to the bar, and then she walks off. So I'm like, I'm standing there like, I'm like, is anybody?
So she didn't even wait for you to say, okay, yes,
right.
I'd like to sit.
She just walked up and then she went to take somebody else to another sitting area or whatever she was doing with the other people. When she gets there, she's like, next. I'm like, what? Like, wait a minute. You didn't even finish with me, so why are you calling next? I said, excuse me, hold on, wait one second. I said, do I seat myself at the bar or do you take me to the bar? No, you can seat yourself. I was like, what? And then before that, there was a couple waiting to get seating or whatever. Mind you, they were behind me, but they were trying to ease their way up to the front. And the girl knew that there was 2 seats at the bar waiting. And I'm like, all right, couple, she sees the 2 seats. She's trying to inch her way past me to this ghetto chick to say, okay, can we go to the bar? The girl's like, yeah. So the couple tries to run. The girl tries to run her man to the bar, and I'm like, bitch, if I get to this goddamn bar, and these 2 seats are the only 2 seats there, I get to the bar, there's a seat around the side of the bar. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to raise hell. I sit down at the bar is disgusting, there's stains everywhere, there's trash behind the bar, and like, empty liquor bottles and stuff. It was just disgusting. And I'm thinking to myself, like, am I really about to order food from here? The clientele, their uniforms is all dirty and raggedy. I was just really aggravated. And I know I was already aggravated when I got there, but I am not exaggerating about how I am describing this particular Friday.
No, you're not exaggerating for the simple fact that
I used to work there. Oh.
I used to work there years ago. I remember the last video that we spoke about, restaurant etiquette. I used to actually work there, so that's why I shook my head as soon as he said 34th and 8th, because me working there, yeah, what he's talking about is
it was a mess.
And the fact that things haven't changed. Now I haven't worked there in over maybe 6 years, 7 years.
Mess.
So the fact that it's still in that sort of condition, I don't recommend anybody to go to TGI Fridays. The specific one on 34th and 8th, don't go there.
Because I'm thinking to myself, all right, is it because I got a New York Yankee fitted on that I need to be treated like? Because I felt like the guy that was behind the bar didn't even acknowledge me, for one. He acknowledged the couple. The couple was right, like, to the side. I'm right here, and the couple's right here. So he acknowledged the couple, gave them menus or whatever. I'm still sitting there, like, what the fuck? And then, I don't know where he sees me, and then he offers me a menu. And at this point, I'm already annoyed. I'm aggravated. I go through the menu. I'm like, can I get a bruschetta? Chicken pasta thing. I can't remember the name of it. I said I don't want tomatoes. He goes to the thing and he starts putting in the order. He's like, okay. And then he asks somebody, can we make the bruschetta without tomatoes? The guy's like, what? He's like, can we make the bruschetta without tomatoes? The guy's like, well, that's the point with the pasta. That's the point with the bruschetta. It comes with the tomatoes. I'm thinking to myself, like, what? And what restaurant? Because when I look at the picture, the tomatoes aren't like diced, minced tomatoes in a sauce. They're huge chunks of tomatoes on top of the pasta. So in my mind, I'm thinking all I gotta do is take the tomatoes off the fucking top of the pasta.
But regardless, you should be able to modify your meal any way you'd like.
Or at least that's what I'm thinking, right? That's what I'm thinking in my mind.
That's the way it is. You should be able to modify your meal the way you'd like it. If you're paying for a meal at a restaurant, you should be able to modify it,
So the guy turns to me, he's like, well, we can't get that. And I'm just like, all right, fine. Because I already saw the appetizer. I was like, well, give me this appetizer, blah, blah, blah. And then the drink situation after the fact was I was even more annoyed because I wanted a slushy drink, and then the guy tells me there's no slush drinks. So all across the board, I was annoyed. And then the couple that tried to cut my ass wanted to have a conversation. The chick wanted to have a conversation with me, and I was annoyed. And then the guy wanted to have a conversation with me, and I was even more annoyed. I'm like, don't talk to me. I'm pissed off. Don't talk to me right now. So I put my headphones in. I get my meal, I eat, and then I leave that place. And then I get to the movie theaters to see Cabin in the Woods. I was getting like good reviews. Alonzo Larone said that suggested I should see this movie. Shout out to Alonzo Larone on Twitter, YouTube, Phenom, great guy, awesome, cool commentary. So he suggested I should go see this movie, and for me, if he's a critic on YouTube, I'm thinking like if he says that I should go see it, I should go see it or whatever. So I'm sitting down. It was a line to go see the movie. I'm annoyed because I'm in a line. I get to the movie, I get great seats or whatever. 5 minutes, I'm sitting down, this couple sits behind me, and when people walk behind you, they hit the chair, your back is going like this, because the people don't know how to ease up behind you. They sit down all loud, and then they start laughing. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this day cannot get any worse. It could, I know it could, but I'm just like, I'm really annoyed right now. All day I was just really annoyed. And I think at the end of the day, I just really needed one of my Bfams to be there. Mike has been busy, crazy fucking busy, the last 2.5, 3 weeks. That's why you haven't seen him on videos. So I'm like over his fucking ass right now. Because every time I try to get him on a video, he's doing something. But it's only allowed me to get to know Centric a little bit more. And at the end of the day, I just need one of my Bfams. So I want to apologize for being ungrateful yesterday. I want to apologize to my best friend of over 20 years, Tiffany, because she was pissed off that I was I was just complaining all day on Twitter and Facebook. She's like, what the fuck are you complaining about? At least you could leave the motherfucking house. At least you could go get some fucking dinner. At least you could go to the motherfucking movies. And I'm like, yeah, I understand all of that. That's all great. But I'm still pissed. So I just want to apologize because I was very ungrateful yesterday, and I do appreciate everything that I have and everything that's going on around me, and I know that it could have been worse, but I had to get that off my chest. At the end of the day, Cabin in the Woods is very interesting. It's like a horror, it's like Hunger Games times 10 as far as the concept of people getting killed for amusement and entertainment. I was so through with that part of the story, just like I was with Hunger Games, but then Hunger Games had a turnaround and I loved the ending of it. The particular ending of Cabin in the Woods was so over the top, so theatrical, so animated that it just made it seem like, oh, all right, whatever. At this point, it's like, whatever. But I want to give a shout out to Brian White for being in the movie. Don't know why that fine-ass black man was in the movie amongst the cast that was there and everything that was going on. He just seemed so out of place. I just couldn't, I could not fathom why the casting director placed him in that particular role. It just did not make any sense to me. And then Sigourney Weaver makes a surprise appearance. And I just couldn't understand why she was in the movie either. But other than that, I mean, everything all the way up until the ending was prime choice. The writing was phenomenal. The comedy was very natural. And it allowed me to really get into the movie until the ending. I was just like, But y'all should go see Cabin in the Woods. It's worth it. If you don't have to pay, that's even better. But if you go in the group, don't decide to pay for everybody. Pay for yourself. But yeah, I liked Cabin in the Woods. It was just, the ending was just way too much. Yeah, but that's my little spiel about yesterday. But yeah, I was over it. I was going through a lot yesterday.
But it's funny, I guess that ending, like, even before you told me that. So
yeah,
I kind of felt like, because every time they kept saying, oh, the surprise ending, like, when's the last time you've ever been surprised by a scary movie? I was just like, oh, okay. There's not but so many surprises that you could come up with for the ending of a scary movie called The Cabin in the Woods.
Right.
So I thought about that ending, and me and him had a conversation over the phone, and I told him, I was just like, is that what the ending is? He was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So
I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day, but it was whatever. You know, it was whatever. But yeah, how have you been? How was your day yesterday?
My day was really relaxing yesterday. Anybody who was following me on Twitter yesterday, I was just in the house with my roommates, relaxing, catching up on some of my TV shows that I watch.
What did you watch?
I watched Touch. that comes on NBC with Kiefer Sutherland. I'm really a big fan of that show. I also watch Once Upon a Time. That comes on tonight. Actually, I missed it, but I'll be able to catch it tomorrow on Free on Demand, because Free on Demand rocks. I love Free on Demand. The fact that you can like catch up with all your TV shows that come on NBC, Fox, and ABC. If you have Optimum online, they have Free on Demand options now where you can catch up on episodes that you missed throughout the week. So I watched Once Upon a Time. The other shows that I watched, season finales have already, happened. Like Shameless, House of Lies. So those are my type of shows. So yeah, I was just in the house relaxing yesterday, reading a lot. I mentioned one article that I read in particular that was written by, I believe it was Gretchen Rubin. And the article was basically, it was like the main factors of happiness, and how a lot of people think that, the certain things that, people here on earth, things that makes them happy is not really the things that are going to make you happy. It really has to come from, inside, and you wanting to be happy and you wanting to change and stuff like that. And just reading positive things like that, positive articles like that, like those are the things that I do. When I'm at home, I'm just relaxing, hanging out with the dog, and just, I ate a lot yesterday too. I ate a lot. I ate a lot of food yesterday. I was up at if you follow my tweets yesterday, I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, tweeting Vampire Life. I was on my way to the diner at 4:30 in the morning after I had 4 meals already for the day. So I didn't wake up till 2 o'clock this afternoon, but that was pretty much my weekend. My weekend was really relaxing, only because last week was such a long week. I worked over 40 hours last week. So yeah, a lot of bills on my plate, so I'm just putting in the extra work, till this music thing pops off, until, Bfam and Aconnectiontv pops off, until that really becomes this worldwide phenomenon that we all know it's gonna become.
I'm gonna be doing this till I'm 55. Watch.
Until it becomes as big as we know it's gonna become. Brothers still gotta work. Brothers still gotta pay bills, just like everybody else. That's why it's a connection.
I know
we connect
that's right.
with you. We all know that people that watch us, y'all work 9 to 5s too. So we gotta do what we gotta do.
And that's what it's all about: adopting similar connections despite our differences. And just to piggyback off of my day, I'll sum it up as this: we all have those days. It's just one of those days when I wanna be all alone. It's just one of them days. Hey. When I wanna be one of them. Hey. Don't take it personal. I just wanna be all alone when you think I treat you wrong.
Don't take it personal.
Hey, hey! Shout out to Monica New Life. Y'all need to cop that album.
If you have not gotten that album, you need to get that album.
You like it?
I love that album. Actually.
All right.
I love that album. Because it's real R&B. It's real music. Once again, I tweeted that, and I got a bunch of retweets after that, because people understand where I was coming from. The death of autotune. This album has nothing but her voice and R&B music, R&B production. That's what it is. That's what it has to be about. That's what we have to bring it back to. I'm tired. Even Christina Aguilera on The Voice, which we'll get to later, mentioned no autotune. We need to get back into supporting real singers.
Yeah.
We need to get back into that, because it's getting to the point now where it's too many people are getting ahead of other people based on what? Crazy antics and gimmicks. That's not where we come from, in general.
So, yeah, shout out to Miss Monica. But yeah, it was just one of those days, and we all have those moments.
Yeah, my favorite song on there is actually Without You. If you haven't heard that album, just YouTube it. Without You, that's my favorite joint on the album right now. She killed that
we
song.
all go through those moments where we just need to bring it down.
Yeah.
We'll be all right. Woosah. But yeah, so you like Monica's new album.
I do.
Do you like Dawn's album? Because I reviewed Dawn's album.
I haven't heard it in full, but the songs that I did hear, I do like. I mean, I've always liked Dawn. I've been a Dawn fan since she was with Danny Kane. So.
And you're coming back to the realization that you like, or what now with Nicki Minaj's album? What's going on here? Let's clear that out of.
So all the Nicki Minaj stands out there, I do want to apologize.
All right.
I do want to apologize. I'm not a Nicki Minaj stan. I'm a Nicki Minaj fan. But I do want to apologize because listening to her album this past week, I mentioned before that I wasn't a fan of the this album, but listening to the album, I kind of like it. I like it. Before I was saying I was not a fan of the album, but like, you know how like, you know, certain songs don't really like get to you until much later, and then you start to really get more in depth when you're alone on the bus and you're listening, you know, to the songs in your headphones, or you're alone on the train. You know, there were certain songs on the album that I didn't like before, but it's like now I like them, and for the majority of the songs on the album I do like. And if she was the one writing the songs, then praises to her, because the writing is excellent. The writing is intelligent. The auto-tune factor I don't agree with, but as far as the writing, the production, I do appreciate a lot of the songs on the album. And Roman Reloaded, that's my shit now. Like, I didn't like that song at first, but I more so like that song because of Lil Wayne's part. Like, he goes in on that song, and it's like he has like such a swag to him that's so comedic over a track that I feel like no other rapper has ever had. So it's just like listening to that song, like I know like once it gets played in like a club, I'm gonna go off on it. Like it's gonna be hype. Like that's what that song does for me.
I don't know.
I mean, he hasn't really heard the album,
but
in full yet. But
don't want to support that product. I have no idea why. Well, I do know why, but I know that I'm prejudging and I'm assuming, but I just don't want to support the product. And then we get this situation where Nicki Minaj decides
because it's based on the songs that you've heard already. That's
right. But Nicki Minaj decides to delete her Twitter of over 11 million followers. Now, to me, that's ungrateful. Fuck whatever I was complaining about yesterday. She decides to delete her Twitter of over 11 million followers because Barb's or some fan Twitter sites released her music on the social
Twitter.
network.
Yeah, there's a Twitter fan site or Twitter fan page.
Or Barb's, something about Barb's.
And they basically leaked some of her songs that she did not want to be leaked, and because of that she got pissed off and, you know, had a little rant before she actually deleted it. Now she deleted her account, so
doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like,
I mean, it could be a gimmick. It could be a gimmick, because not for nothing, I mean, she was being followed by 11 million people. So once 11 million people find out, okay, she deleted her Twitter account, I mean, we saw it just now. Like, it was all over the news. Like, you know, if you go on your phone and you go to Hot New Hip Hop or anything like that, it's all over, like, every website now. Like, within minutes, because it just happened today.
Right. So
within minutes, like, it's all over the place. So I'm just like, this probably just is a gimmick because she wants her album to go to #1 the second week in a row. Like, me as a person that interned at Interscope Records for like almost like a year and a half to 2 years, I know what goes on behind the scenes. I know how they have these things set up for artists. Like, they're gonna do these certain things and, like I said, gimmicks to get you to buy albums. When I feel as though, like, why is a gimmick needed? Like, your music should just speak for itself. Like, if you have,
but it doesn't, obviously.
If you put out good music, then you will sell it. You know.
But it doesn't, obviously. So I'm glad I didn't spend my money. I'm glad. Nicki Minaj, I just feel with 11 million followers that I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's just bogus. Bogus. Because out of those 11 million, I'm sure 6 million or 4 million of them really, really love you to death. Yeah. And for you to just do that just out of whim, just be like, I'll delete it. Bump all y'all. 2 people or 2 couple sites or whatever out of 11 million decided to be jackasses, and now you want to delete your Twitter. It's called block for a reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you block them. It's called block for a reason. Or it's called terminate the people who allow the music to leak. Because I hate when I hear situations like this about artists where they say, oh my God, they leaked my music. Who the hell was in the recording booth hitting record while you were recording the song? Like, really, like, in my mind, there should only be like 3 people or 2 people in the recording booth that you really trust, that no cell phones allowed to the studio. Like, really, like, who's really leaking this music? Like, you gotta really think about it. Come on now. Like, seriously?
The songs go through a numerous amount of people before it even, like, gets to even the record company itself.
But once you decide to put your voice on a track, mind you, the track could be looping around. Great, everybody knows the beat that Nicki's gonna be on. Okay, ooh, great.
Right.
But if you're at a point, I believe she's at a point to where she can be like, all right, I only want these particular people in the studio, and I only want this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to control this shit. Control it. Like, I don't understand that. Like, Beyonce allowing the Ford to leak, as all the songs practically leaked before the whole thing came out. Like,
well, I give her the benefit of the doubt, being the fact that this really was her first project that she came out where she was managing herself. You know,
I don't know. I think, to me, with all these issues that artists have with leaking music and blah blah blah,
well, I mean, it's so
either they know about it and they want it to happen.
That's the problem. It's so easy nowadays for the simple fact that, especially when you're a very popular artist, and people are, if your project is highly anticipated, it's gonna get leaked.
Listen, if you could close down a hospital to give birth to your baby, you can close down a fucking studio to allow your music not to leak. I just feel that. Like, I just don't get it. Like, if you got a private jet with security on your private jet, there's no reason for why you can't control music not getting out. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. And at the end of the day, if it does leak out, then fire half the staff and replace them. Like, seriously. Like, if you really care that much about your music being leaked. That's just how I feel.
I understand being upset about the leaks. The way she went about it was kind of disrespectful to me. No, because it's just like the rants that she was going about. Like, I believe one of the last rants that she said was, and I don't want to be quoted on this. I want to, you know, for what it really was. She goes,
"Hey, guess what's playing Friday?" Like, really? I'm over her. What did she say?
well, this is the part that I found was just disrespectful, was the fact that right before she deleted her Twitter account, these are some of the tweets that she tweeted. One of the last ones was, like, seriously, it's but so much a person can take. Good fucking bye. Is that what you say to your fans? That if you're going to delete your Twitter account, say, I apologize.
In the trap. Bees in the trap.
Yeah, I apologize to my fans, but due to certain circumstances, I'm deleting my account. Like, don't take this to heart. But to say good fucking bye, it's like, yo, really? Like.
Anyways, The Voice, which is something that Nicki Minaj does not have, is an awesome show, and y'all need to watch it. It comes on NBC. So the 2 live sessions came on, and I don't know how far behind we are with the show, but I know that I was just catching up with it on DVR. And to be honest, I am so thrilled with the way America has turned this show around and the selections that they have saved for the first go around. Very, very awesome. I am so happy. First week, the saves were Aaron Willett, Jermaine Paul, Ray Lynn, and Jordis. And then you had Jesse Campbell, Lindsay Pavo, Chris Mann. And it was just like, those selections were awesome. I thought they were awesome. But like, the people that I really care about the most, I just care about the most in the whole competition. I like Jesse Campbell. I like Katrina Parker. And I like Jamar Rogers.
Yeah.
Those are like my faves in all the whole competition. Those are my faves. Oh, and Aaron Willett. After her performance, I love me some Aaron Willett.
Yeah.
Straight up and down, she really nailed it. She killed it.
Yeah.
I like The Voice. I like the judges on The Voice. I like the fact that we're 2 seasons in and we still keep the same judges. I like the dynamic between all 4 judges. It's so cool to watch these guys go at it. Christina is such a fireball. She has so much attitude and sass.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that amongst the guys. And it's really nice to see the guys have a good camaraderie amongst each other. CeeLo is such a character. Adam is so freaking sexy. And Blake is like just the calm one out of all 4 of them. It's really cool. I want to say, though, the second week for the second live performances, Christina slayed with that orange dress that she had on. Her chest was all out. The hair was normal looking.
Good, period. Like, I kind of feel like she has a new stylist, because as of like the last couple of episodes of The Voice, she's been looking right, like really good.
She was looking flavor.
Yeah.
Sorry to see Moses Stone go. Sorry to see him go. He was a cool guy. But I mean,
No, I mean we don't know that he went. He just didn't make the. Oh wait, so he did get kicked off?
yeah, she didn't pick him. She picked Ashley.
Oh.
So
Okay.
yeah, she didn't. He didn't pick it, which was kind of interesting to see because we all know that Xtina really favored him over like
Yeah, you
a
could
lot
tell.
of the other contenders. Like she really favored him, but she ended up picking Ashley as a save. So that was interesting to see. I'm definitely curious to see who's going to win this year. I definitely feel that Jesse Campbell has a shot, Aaron Willett has a shot, Jamar Rogers has a shot. Like those three,
Jamar definitely has a shot.
I really feel
There's
it.
so many people like backing this dude. It isn't funny. Like he has such a large fan base. It's ridiculous.
Y'all need to follow his Twitter. Like, I'm gonna have his Twitter below this video. Y'all really need to follow him on Twitter. He's an awesome dude. Last I knew, he only had 12,000 followers, so definitely give him more followers. Cause, I mean, he's an HIV positive dude, 30-year-old, been living with the virus for 6 years. He's just an awesome talent, and for him to put his story out there just really means a lot. It really does. And there are a lot of people out there struggling with it and not knowing how to cope, and to see him doing what it is that he's doing and to see America choosing him, like,
Yeah, not to
that
let the,
speaks
and the fact
volume.
that he's not letting that part of his life get in his way
Right.
of his talent.
Right.
There's so many other people out there that are HIV positive that are just as talented as he is, or have goals in life and have dreams, but you know, a lot of them don't shoot for it because they feel as though, okay, well, this is the end for me. Like this is, you
Right.
know, like. It's good for people like him to get ahead in life because then it inspires others who are in his similar situation to push forward and go after what they want to go after. in
Right.
life.
So I applaud him, and I really do wish him the best.
Yeah.
Definitely. What else did you want to talk about?
Oh, we just Wes just posted a new interview of his that we shot last weekend with the famous Mike Peel. Shout outs to Mike Peel.
Listen, Mikey. What's going on, Mikey? Mike, I finally decided to watch the interview. Cause I hadn't been watching it. I've been doing a lot of different things and trying to keep myself motivated and together and focused and all of that. And so when I did the Mike Peel interview, and during the interview, I thought that the interview was awesome. I really got a sense of who he was as a person and how he is. And I like him a lot. He's really, really cool. Like, he's just really, really, really a cool guy. And when you guys see the interview, you'll know that he's just a really, really cool guy. As I go through these little pictures of Mike Peel, he's just awesome. Awesome guy. He's a top choreographer on YouTube, and he talks about everything from his life to how he got started. For those of you out there that are choreographers or dancers and have your YouTube videos and want to know how he got started, because he has subscribers, he has the views, everything, then definitely check out that video. It's on my cover page on Aconnectiontv. Good video. He talks about having his pictures on websites that he really would not like to have his pictures on. He talks about his family. I talk about my first session with his dance class, and really paying it and not wanting to dance with everybody else. Like, it's a really cool interview, so check out the interview. He's done movies. He's worked with Madonna. And I was able to interview him on Aconnectiontv. Shout out to the members of Jungle Boogie. I can't wait to interview you, BJ Harris, and the rest of the crew. Shout out to you guys. America Best Dance Crew is back. And
Season 7.
Yes, and I'm loving
Fanny
it so
pack
far.
is back.
Yes, indeed. Without the fanny packs, though. I don't know why they don't have the fanny packs, but yeah, fanny pack is back.
The fanny packs.
I didn't see them.
Yeah, they got no fanny packs.
Really?
Yeah.
Was I just not paying attention?
Yeah, you just were not paying attention, which is good. Because that's not what you're supposed to be paying attention to. You're supposed to be paying attention, getting into the choreo.
Yeah,
Choreo.
and they really did it. But yeah, shout out to Mike Peel. Follow him on Twitter at twitter.com/Mike Peel. The link will be below. Check out the video and like this video and like that video. Barack Obama is a little annoyed at the fact that some of his Secret Service agents were out having a good old time at a hotel with prostitutes.
With prostitutes.
Now, talk about the story a little bit, because
I really want to get into, because this is the whole thing. I don't want to get the wrong information out there.
Do you think that it's taboo for the Secret Service to be allegedly, because they're still investigating the situation, partying with strippers and having a good time for strippers? Do you think it's taboo for the Secret Service to be doing that secret stuff?
I don't feel like it's taboo if it was on their own time. I feel as though it's taboo when you're there for a specific reason, and on top of that, you're representing us in another country altogether. And
so where were they exactly?
I'll tell you right now. That's why I said, like, give me 1 minute, people. See, like, we here on Bfam, we don't get the wrong information. We get the correct information.
All right.
Okay, we do research.
Well,
basically, they were in Cartagena. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but they were in Colombia. And basically, today, about 4 to 5 hours ago, Obama called for a thorough and rigorous investigation following the scandal surrounding the Secret Service officials tasked with his protection. Now, mind you, they're there to protect the President of the United States, not to be, mingling with prostitutes.
Ow! Getting it in, that's hot. Barack was just mad that he really couldn't partake in the situation.
You know what?
Yo, that would have been hot.
So basically, 11 Secret Service personnel and 5 military service members have been accused of misconduct, including cavorting with prostitutes and excessive drinking. Now, I don't have a problem with this if this was on their own time. But if you are there and you are hired to do a specific job, I can see why he would be pissed off about it and why he would want, there to be further investigation about this. Because that's like Wes being my bodyguard, and we had a show, and I'm on stage, and this is Wes supposed to be protecting me from the crowd. He's in the corner with some prostitute getting it in with the drink in his hand, like,
yeah, that sounds like something I would do. Because I like controlling people with money. I just that's one of my guilty pleasures. When it comes to strippers and things like that, if I got a wad of cash, I know that they wanted to show me the ass.
If you were following him on Twitter and his rants yesterday, we saw that too. The wad of cash. And then him actually tweeting that he's bored. Like, really?
Yes!
Really?
I was over it. There were a lot of birthday parties at Secrets yesterday, and I did not want to go by myself. I don't want to go to Secrets by myself anymore. It's like, what? Like, I just don't want to do that. So, and besides, I can't say that. I just don't want to do that anymore. So me and Secrets by myself is just not going to rock. But anyways, yeah, Barack, you better find out what happened with those prostitutes.
How do you feel about it?
As far as representation of the country, please, because there are a lot of things going on with this country and around this country. That's just bad representation for the human race, period.
Right.
So to hear that Secret Service agents...
it had to do with the president's protection.
Right.
Yeah.
But to hear that they were involved in something like that, I mean, it's a little surprising, but at the end of the day, we're all human and we all have certain needs.
And the main thing about it was that I think what everybody's trying to justify, the ones that aren't too mad at the fact of what they were doing is the fact that prostitution is actually, if you didn't know, is actually legal in Colombia. So a lot of people feel as though, all right, well, if it's legal, like, how are they really doing anything wrong? But just because something's legal doesn't mean you have to take advantage of it, I
don't know. I feel if weed was legal, everybody would be taking advantage of it.
But people take advantage of it now when it's illegal. So.
Right. So even more so, it'll just be completely out there. Like, people take advantage of prostitute now when it's illegal. Like, prostitution is high. So it's not going anywhere. But I mean, it was very interesting to read that. I mean, and then to find out that there was some parents in Argentina that gave premature birth to a young girl, and the hospital announced that the baby was dead.
Yeah, they deemed it dead.
Yes. And they gave a death certificate. They didn't give a birth certificate. And long story short, the baby ends up in the morgue.
And the parents wanted to at least take a photo of the baby before, you know.
That's creepy. I'm sorry, that's creepy. But okay, yeah, they wanted to take a photo of the baby.
Right.
I guess.
You won't know how it feels until you actually have a child.
Right. And so when they decided to take a trip to the morgue, the person that was at the morgue working there, that was going to show, you know, the parents the baby, as they're getting ready to unveil the baby, the person that's working there hears a cry come from
the drawer.
Yeah.
The baby is in a drawer already.
Right.
Already.
And when they hear the cry, they pull the drawer and the baby's alive, moving her hands and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm just like...
So you know that hospital is in a lot of deep shit right now.
What?
That hospital is in a lot of deep shit.
Can you imagine?
A lot of deep shit. Because if it would have never... That goes to show how... Regardless of what you believe in, I'm a believer of Christ. But if you believe in a higher power, in general, that goes to show how certain acts deem that reality. For the simple fact that if the mother would have never thought in her mind, okay, let me go take a picture of the child that I just gave birth to.
Right.
They would have never known that their child was alive.
Was still alive. And that's just a huge...
You know?
I would be like, what? I would be in tears. I would be pissed. I would be happy. There would be a lot of emotions going on in my mind. And then once all of that settles down, like, it's revenge for that freaking hospital. Like, can you guys imagine that? Like, literally, think about that for 1 second. Ladies out there and fathers or God, whoever watching. Think about that. You have your first child, and the baby is pronounced dead, and you just decide, like, you've gone through all of the emotional roller coasters of knowing that your child is gone, and you decide to go see your child.
You've gone through the emotional roller coaster of expecting the child. You've gone shopping. You've gotten cribs and strollers. You even had a baby shower, let's say, preparing for this child's arrival. And then here it is, like, you gave birth, and they told you off the back it's dead. And then you go to the morgue just to find out the baby's alive.
That's crazy. That's
some crazy shit.
That's insane. That's huge. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I would deal with that, but...
Well, you know.
You're right. You're right. That's just, I don't know. That's just crazy.
George Zimmerman,
is
charged with second-degree murder people.
Everybody knows this by now. If you don't, then I don't know what's wrong with you. But I think it's a beautiful thing. Now, he hasn't been convicted. He's been charged. But that says a lot. It took 45 days for this to happen. But, I mean, as long as it's happening, you know, it's very interesting how when you do strategic protesting and the effect that it could have. So I definitely am happy at the fact that he was charged, at least. Let's hope that he's convicted, because if he's not, there will be more protesting going on.
Yeah.
And hopefully
protesting and not rioting and unnecessariness, because you're just going to make a bad situation even worse.
Right.
Yeah. So let's be smart people, you know.
Every video we're going to talk about Sizzle, just because it's getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. So here's the skinny, right? I definitely want you guys to enjoy this trip. You don't need lump sums of money, okay? A lot of people are like chilling in their friend's apartment that live in Miami. They're chilling at housing in Miami. They're not getting the hotel. They're not going the hotel route, which is what you don't have to do. If you stay at any of the host hotels, there are transportation available for you to go to and from any of the events, including the beach. There are cabs all over the place, and cabs to the beach are not very expensive. Or you can rent a car, but you would have to pay for the parking in the hotel because it's not free. Okay? And gas and tolls, because there are tolls in Miami, bitch. When I was there my first week, I had a huge check waiting for me in the mail because I did not know that I was crossing the toll, because it was always sunny outside and there was no flashing camera lights. You know, when you do something you ain't got no business doing, there's a flash, so you know your ass go receive something in the mail. Nope, I got home, New York. They was like, you owe Florida some money. Wow. So that was a huge situation. So I vowed never to get a car again in Miami, because I don't know the highways in Miami like that. But long story short, there is constant transportation. Restaurants are around the host hotels, so you do not need to worry about food. but restaurants are there. If
They're
you
good
don't,
restaurants.
yeah. If you don't want to spend money though, you got the fast food, you got the McDonald's, you got all that around there too. There's shopping outlets around the host hotels in the downtown area. So if you bring some white Nikes and your white Nikes get destroyed, you can buy some new white Nikes because there's some sneaker stores there. There's a 24-hour Walgreens there, so you can get your dish materials, you can get your condoms, you can get your lube, you can get all that stuff that you need. You can get Excedrin. What? You can get Excedrin for when you get bent off alcohol and you wake up in the morning. Everything is there, people. Everything is there. If you want to have a good time, go on the yacht cruise because the yacht cruise is hot. I haven't done the white party. I think the white party is a little bit too mature for me. But I haven't done the white party. I've done the comedy explosions. They have been great. Harmonica Sunbeam is always an amazing time. She's always hilarious. What else? I'm not sure if they're gonna do a bloggers event this year because only me and Scorpion are going. Your boy Nunu is gonna be there too. So as far as like bloggers conventions, I don't know if they're gonna do that this year, but hey, who knows? I think if they do, the three of us will light that shit the fuck up. What else is going on? I don't know. Sizzle is just an amazing time to be able to. I think the best part about Sizzle for me, because Centric hasn't been yet, but it's being able to walk around without having to be afraid of being gay, bi, or whatever it is that you are. Like, you don't have to be afraid, you don't have to be worried, you don't have to be scared, you don't have to think, what if? The hotels already know what the hell's going on. So the people don't treat you any different like they really treat you. Obviously because you're giving them money. But at the same time, they really treat you like you're just a regular person coming for vacation, having a good time. And I think that's the biggest, I know that's one of the biggest reasons why I like going to Miami during Sizzle weekend, Memorial Weekend, because it's a free-for-all. You can live your life without a care in the world. And I mentioned that on my last Sizzle blog video. It really feels good to be able to do that. Also, the club experience is an experience that I've never had at any other club. The clubs are like 5 clubs in one. Every single night that you go to any of the clubs, it's bananas. I think the best club for me, though, is Bongos. The last night, I love Bongos. It just looks beautiful. The strippers are on top of the podiums. You got an outside and you got the inside. The seating arrangement is nice, but I love Bongos. Everybody loves space, but for some reason, there's never any space in space because everybody goes for that particular night in that particular club. Everybody goes to Sizzle Miami, Memorial Day weekend, they go to space. Everybody is there for space, but there's never any fucking space. I just don't get it, but Scorpion is living for that particular moment. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but I cannot wait. I can't stress it enough. I cannot wait. I'm thinking I'm going to take a 2-week vacation that particular week just to unwind and not have to worry about work before actually getting on the plane to go. So I'm really looking forward to Sizzle Miami. You guys should go if it's something that you're looking forward to. You don't need a ton of money. Go with friends. It'll be an amazing experience. And you don't have to worry about the stereotype of the gay lifestyle if you choose to not worry about it. Obviously, there'll be some stereotypical situations going on, but if you're about something, then you won't have to be about that nothingness. That's all I'm going to say on that. Yes. What else?
Okay, so MIB3 is coming out with Will Smith. I don't know, do you watch Men in Black?
I have never been able to get into any of the Men in Blacks.
Okay, well,
yeah.
In the wake of MIB3 coming out, Jada Pinkett has just broke her silence regarding the constant rumors surrounding her and Will Smith's marriage and how it's about to end and how, you know, they're swingers and how he swings one way, she swings the other.
He's
They both swing both ways and they both have
It's
this
not a
agreement
problem,
amongst them and all this
only.
other stuff. But yeah, she broke her silence recently. You can catch the article at Yahoo. Yeah, she basically was saying like, we've been married since 1997, every marriage has their issues, has their problems, but no, we are not on the verge of any divorce. We are totally fine. We are even closer now than we've ever been. She said, yeah, there is distance because, I mean, we're both, you know, celebrities. We both have separate schedules based on their work, and there is no issue. So for those of you who were rooting for them to have a divorce, those of you who have dreams for, you know, Jada Pinkett, those of you who have dreams for Will Smith, sorry, those dreams will not happen anytime soon because they're not divorcing.
I just think that, first of all, I think they're an awesome power couple.
Yeah.
I think they're a great match. They're both black.
Especially for a black family.
in Hollywood. I think that's awesome.
Yes.
But what I will say is that rumors don't just appear out of anywhere, like out of nowhere. Like a rumor starts from something. So in my mind, like with these whole Will Smith being this and being that or being whatever, I think that it stems.
It's her too.
Well, her, yeah. I think it stems from some truth. So when I hear it, I'm just like, all right. I mean, that would be cool. I mean, there was a huge situation between Will Smith and his best friend, Dwayne Johnson. Is that his name? Dwayne Martin. From a Different World.
Yeah, Dwayne Martin.
Yes. They're best friends. I hope I'm saying the name right. If I'm not, don't shoot me.
You're talking about the one that was on the show that he executive produced for.
Right.
Yeah. That's
apparently, they're so close that they're so close. And and when I was looking at when I was reading the article on People Magazine, I'm just like, all right, I can see it. I can, because of the simple fact that when you
haven't seen it.
I haven't, but I can see it. I'm just saying. When you're in that life...
I'm just the type of person, I don't believe anything until I actually see it.
Right, and I didn't say that I believed it.
And for me, because of experience, rumors do start out of nowhere. A lot of the time, rumors do start from nowhere. It's just people don't have lives.
Not really.
So, no.
Not really.
Really.
Just
a lot of people do not have
really,
lives
though.
and are miserable human beings.
And they just want to make up something.
Stories, yes.
Okay.
To, make other people's lives just as miserable as theirs. So, yes, I do believe that, yes, rumors can start from out of nowhere. But
that 1%
I don't believe it
out of 99.
I'll believe it when I see it. Until I see it, I can't really speak.
And I'm not saying that I believe it. I'm saying that it's believable. And the only reason why I say that it's believable is because when you're in that lifestyle for so long, you see any and everything go down. You know what I'm saying? And you can start off going into that lifestyle being one way and come out being another way, whether it's into drugs, whether you go in sober and never drinking alcohol to coming out drinking alcohol now, or whether you go in not ever doing any kind of e-pill or anything and now you're doing this, or whether you go in looking at the homosexual lifestyle as something, an abomination, but then you go in and you've been around it for so long, you might give it a try, or you've given it a try once or twice or 13 times. Like, it just, nothing is scripted when dealing with that lifestyle and having the money that they have and seeing the certain things that they do. So it's like, I think it is possible for people to go through that huge difference, or the sporadic amounts of events that have taken place in anybody that lives in Hollywood in their lifestyle. I think that it's a believable situation. You're in this marriage, you hardly see this person. How can you maintain a connection with this person if you hardly see them? Time changes people. Period. Time changes people, and distance changes people. So it's not. I would hardly think that their marriage is completely perfect. I wouldn't think that, so to hear these stories, I would have to say that it's believable, but I'm not saying that I believe in it. I'm not saying that it's 100% truth, but it's believable. You just never know. That's all I'm saying.
Never know.
You just never know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people keep asking me what the definition of trade is. And for people that aren't aware of the gay lifestyle and have heard the word, if you're a straight man watching us right now and somebody called you trade, I would punch them in the face if I was not into gay men and I was straight, knowing what the word is, Or I would be highly offended, because trade, there are two definitions of trade. Well, people have a lot of definitions of trade, but there's two definitions of trade. First definition of trade is a straight man that's very masculine, that has had sexual experiences with men, and you would never know it. Not so much a guy that's on the DL, but just like I said, a guy that's very masculine, very attractive, or it doesn't really have to be attractive, but very masculine, and has had sexual experiences with a man, but you will just never know. So like if I walk past somebody and I find them to be attractive, and a girl walks up to me and be like, girl, please, he's straight, or they'd be like, Wesley, he's straight or whatever. I'd be like, no, honey, he's straight. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody says you're straight and you're a straight male, then that means that could be one definition. Another definition of trade is a straight man that trades sex for money, but that trades sex with another man for money. That's trade. Obviously, he's trading sex for financial gain. So, not a prostitute, trade. So, if either way you look at it, if you're a straight male,
which is the same thing,
right? Basically. So either way that you look at it, if you're a straight male and somebody calls you trade, it's not a good situation. I'm just saying, I have to put that out there, because a lot of people have been asking me what is trade, and so forth and so on. But yeah, I wanted to touch upon that. So for those of you that do not know, Aconnectiontv on YouTube derives from an original screenplay / online series that I developed about 5 years ago called Adopted Connection. And Adopted Connection is a story that involves 10 people. And it deals with homosexuality, it deals with physical abuse, it deals with verbal abuse, it deals with HIV virus. There's a lot going on in this movie. The whole racial situation between white, Hispanic, and black. There's a lot of different obstacles that surround the characters in this particular story. And Mona, is in this play, and Troy, which was played by Mike, is in this play, and there are a lot of different characters in this play, okay? So when you think of Mona Simone and you think of Aconnectiontv, it derives from Adopted Connection. I stopped production on it 2 years ago due to casting and just everybody falling out and whatnot or whatever. But I recently had a conversation with Centric last week about, where Aconnectiontv comes from and the reason why I started this YouTube page. And he's just like, wow, that's hot. I told him the whole plot and the storyline, and he's like, that's an awesome idea. It still hasn't been done. Although you thought about this 5 years ago, it still hasn't been done. It's something that still can be current and relevant. I think you should really get back into it. He was like, Aconnectiontv has a bigger following now. Everybody loves Mona Simone, the character. They'll finally get to see Mona Simone in a new light. And then we were conversating, and I'm like, well, yeah, Mona Simone as a character on Aconnectiontv has come a long way. And I think it would be awesome to bring the story back to light, dealing with the new audience that I do have and some of the older ones that are still hanging on with me. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all so much.
Yes.
So he decided that he wants to help me with the process, and I decided to start it up again. The weather's changing. It's getting better. The summer is here, and it's time to get to work.
So we'll be auditioning very soon, people. Auditioning for, parts to play in Adopted Connection. This is going to be, in my opinion, something very big. Because this is definitely from him telling me that, I just felt so inspired. Because, for those of you who are learning more about Centric, learning more about me, know that I'm not just, somebody that does music or does Bfam with Wesley. I'm a person who really is like a manager at heart. I like to put different productions together. I like to be behind the scenes. I'm just that type of person. So I'm also a writer. So it's just like when he was telling me, his synopsis of, the first script of the show, I was just like, yo, that's like genius. Like, why haven't you done anything with this? So we just, we jotted like a lot of notes down, here on this iPad right behind us, and we're gonna get to work, really soon. So that's definitely something to look forward to, shortly after Sizzle, because this is definitely something that we're gonna make work, and like this is nothing cheesy. One thing you should know about Aconnectiontv is that we don't put out anything cheesy. Like, this is definitely going to be something that's real, something that everybody can connect with, and I'm excited about it. I hope he's excited about it as I am.
I am. I'm very leery, and I had this conversation with him. All of the productions that I wanted to do have always fell short of being complete, and I've just realized in doing this type of thing that you can't depend on people, and that's what makes me very independent. And it's like when you put a cast together, anybody can drop off like that. Mm-hmm. Somebody's schedule can change. Somebody can not feel the idea anymore, and you just got to keep going and going and going and going. And it's like, I want people that are going to be involved with this to be involved with this. Like, ride or die with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, understand the message, know that it's a powerful message, and just ride or die with me. Don't just do it because you think that you're gonna get whatever, and then you just bail. Like, that shit pisses me off. And that's the one thing about this industry that I realized is the thing that I hate the most. Like, if it's not involving money to hold somebody to you, then they're just gonna fall off. So it's like, I just don't want to get back into the swing of this, start it off again, start production, and then 5 people fall off, or 1 person falls off, or whatever. Like, I want to start this and make it work. But I've realized that I've been doing this for so long, y'all, 5 years, and predominantly everything that I've done has been by myself. I want a team of individuals. Like, I want a team of people that understand the message behind adopting similar connections despite our differences, and that wants to help me get this message out there. Like, that's what I want. I want some people that can help me get this message out there. And if it works, it works. I'm all for it.
It's gonna work.
I want to see it happen.
It's gonna work, y'all.
I want to see the first episode of Adopted Connection. Like, I really do. I really do. I want to see the credits. I want to see the first episode, and I want to see that first scene when Mona Simone enters, and everybody knows Mona now, so it's like everybody's gonna be excited to see Mona with a script, like,
and interacting with other characters.
It's gonna be hot. Like, I want it. I want it to happen. So I just,
it's gonna happen, y'all.
But yeah, and I'm uploading videos now on Aconnectiontv 2. So you guys need to subscribe to that. Aconnectiontv 2 will be a clear divide between Aconnectiontv, where it's only going to be videos based on my reviews and my blogs and shower confessionals, and anything that I decide to put out spare in the moment will involve myself will be on Aconnectiontv 2. I decided to separate the two because when you see Aconnectiontv, there's just a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit. From Twan Rose to Bfam to Mona Simone to Connect Tunes when it comes back to all the interviews plus the reviews plus the model life in New York City. Like, I'm thinking that Model Life in New York City might even be on Aconnectiontv 2 because there's just a lot going on. A lot going on. And when I think of channeling and just fine-tuning everything, like, I want there to be a reason why you go to Aconnectiontv. If you like everything, that's great, but a lot of people don't like everything. So it's very hard to pinpoint my audience. So that's why I'm clearing up a little bit of what's going on. Yes. Other than that,
we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you once again for watching us. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Get to know Bfam a little bit more. Get to know Wes more. Get to know Centric more. And until next time.
Peace.